Hi, I'm Kane Atkinson, and I love your soul. That's right, you heard me. I love your soul. And today I want to talk to you about what that means as we look at and explore some more of the discipleship equation. So, again, the discipleship equation, is it a complicated thing? Is it hard for us to be able to figure out what God is trying to tell us in the basics of what it means to be a disciple? No, it's not. It's not rocket science, not algebra, not calculus. It's a devotion to the cause of Christ. And everything else kind of falls in place once we get that element. That commitment and that love that we have, that our Lord had for us, produces a disciple with the same desire that Jesus had, which was to seek and to save that which is lost, to restore people to their true purpose, which is to honor their Creator. Remember, that takes two things, love and commitment. So today we're talking about the essentiality of love and why you need to have love in order to be a disciple, and it can't be compromised. Love is necessary for any real or lasting relationship. Most of us understand and know this. And in the same way, when we are discipling under Jesus and getting to know each other and reaching out to the lost, all those things that are comprised in that discipleship, we ask, what is love? We need to identify that so that we can grab onto it, so that we can have it, and we can make it an integral part of who we are. And when we talk about that, the word love is used in a lot of different ways in our society. People will say, I love cake, I love vanilla ice cream, I love that color, on and on and on. But we don't mean love that way when we're talking about God's love. We're talking more about the idea of sacrificial love, a warmth, a concern, a heart inclination. We talked about that last time. If you didn't see the last episode, go back and watch that. The heart inclination, the desire to be together, to dwell together, to be in harmony, no matter what the cost. That's sacrifice. And we all can recognize that that sort of love is immensely powerful when we're willing to put ourselves out there for a just cause and for the right thing and make the sacrifices necessary. We know that that's important. 1 John 4 and verse 8, we can read that right now. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. And love is the very nature of God. It is an identifier. And one could even say it is a name of God. When we say we want to have love, that's what we mean. We want to have God dwelling in us, and we want to have the same spirit that He had toward us. Now, I want you to understand, there's some ways that we can know that God is love, and we can ascertain this. A couple things we can look at. Number one is your life, my life, that He created us. Sometimes I just get amazed because I look at my hands and I realize my brain is processing this image with this incredibly complex thing, all these nerves running through it, the strands that are there and the impulses that are controlling it, my hands rather, is all a result of a design that has been breathed into me and has given me life. Then, another thing that I can look at and know that I'm loved, other than the fact that I'm created, and my whole life, all my experiences are captured within a creation, aka there must be a creator by necessity, well, then I can just reason from these inner desires I have, not just looking at the outward world, but the inner desire that I have for love, despite the fact that I really am in the flesh, and in a lot of ways humans are a lot like the animals, in a lot of ways we're not. And one way that we're not is that we will sacrifice our survival for other people. And we can see that on the cross. And we can see that in the person of Jesus Christ. Love doesn't really make sense from an animalistic perspective of I must survive and thrive. Rather, it makes sense from a spiritual perspective. So that's what we grab onto. And we see that in Jesus, the way that He loved and the way that He lived. He had love. So why should the question is, in this equation of discipleship, why should I love in a world that doesn't love me back all the time? Well, 1 John 4 and verse 19 tells us that we do have a source for love, and it's not the world, it's God. If you try to get your love from the world, you're going to be on, you say on your phone, you're going to be on 10%, you're going to be on 20% battery all the time, you're going to be getting that low battery notification, and you have to dismiss over and over and over. But in God, we're constantly fed with that instant stream of love. And God teaches us how to love even when we're not loved back, because we remember that there was a time where we didn't love Him, but He still loved us. God shows His love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5 and verse 8. He gave his life for us. So how much does he love us? Infinitely. We have infinite love and infinite access, all the love we could ever hope to have. And as we incline our hearts to God and we earnestly pursue our friends that are lost, that are here, as we dwell among each other, and we seek those things that are above and that are higher, those spiritual truths, we transcend all the issues of this world and find a harmony and a peace inwardly that pours outwardly, that we can offer to other people. We're being moved toward God, and being moved toward the people we love gives us that hope, that love, and that culminates in the relationship that we call discipleship. We're moving toward God because at all costs, we want to be with him, and we won't compromise on that. And then therefore, because of who God was, because he snatched us out of the fire, we have that same love for other people. And that's evident in our relationships. And it's a horizontal and a vertical thing where that love is going up to God and it's pouring out of us all around to everyone that we meet. And that is love. And that's what I mean when I say discipleship. That's half the equation, is that we are abounding in so much love that it is overwhelming us and it is compelling us to go out and to live the lifestyle. And that means giving our faith, sharing our faith out into the public arena no matter what, because we love people, because we want to see them in heaven, and we want that reconciliation of being unified in the same purpose of bringing glory to our Creator and giving grace to those that we come into contact with, extending the same grace that lives in us. That is discipleship, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this tip has been useful and helpful to you. And next time, I want to continue our discussion about love. I want to go a little deeper with this. Today, we've been talking kind of abstractly and in a lot of different perspectives of the fact that we should have love, where our love source is, and how that looks different from maybe a worldly perspective of love, which is, finite. I only have so much to give. Whereas a Christian should have infinite access to love. We can always turn to God and get more. Next time we're going to talk about practically, how can I show people that I love them? Just having that love is good in our hearts, but it needs to outpour. And we need to talk about next time what channels that's going to pour out from. That's going to be next time on the Discipleship Equation. Until then, again, I want to give you guys a meditation, something to kind of maybe a little devotional time for your day today. Even if you spend a minute, 5 minutes on this, it should uplift you and upbring you. The first part of this meditation is, do you love your fellow Christians really? Do you love your local church family and the church abroad? How do you know that you do? And can they tell that you do? Secondly, and this might be a little bit more challenging for us, but that's probably a good thing, is do you love the lost, the people that you disagree with, the people that, for example, the Pharisees would never touch? Do you love them? How do you know that you love them? And can other people, the lost, can they tell, people that aren't Christians, can they tell that you love them, even though that we do regard them as being outside of that relationship with Christ? How can they tell? Again, next time we're going to talk a little bit more about all of that. Until then, I hope that you're blessed. Hope you continue on in your discipleship journey. And I hope you remember, it's not rocket science. Incline your heart toward God, commit yourself to Him, and you have all that it takes to go out and live the gospel and believe it and have it in your heart and just outpour with it. And until next time, I hope that you'll continue to study up so that we can come together next Tuesday on the Discipleship Equation.